Hello, boys and girls. I'm your favorite teacher today. You know my name by now. I'm certainly do. You know my name. I am Lucan Moore, or you can call me Uncle Moore. And I'm here to make sure and ensure that you all are enjoying our lesson presented from the Early Childhood Commission. Let me get right into it. Do you know what I'm going to be talking to you about today? Any bright boys and girls out there want to tell me what am I going to be talking about today? All right. Now on my table, I have quite an interesting things that you can definitely relate to about my lesson. We're still talking about our people, and you know our motto is out of many, one people. Well, listen to this, and then you will know what am I going to be talking about. Here we go. People who come from China are called Chinese. There are many Chinese in Jamaica. Chinese are often short with black straight hair and light colored skin, for their eyes are slanted in appearance. Many Chinese in Jamaica work in their own shops, supermarkets, restaurants, and other business places. So, boys and girls, do you know what I'm going to be talking to you about today? Do you know what's my lesson today? Do you know what I will be teaching you about today? So very much so. Well, it is about the people from China. I ding dang 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 ding dang 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 ding dang dang ding dang dang. So, boys and girls, I will be singing to you a song from China that we make up, and it's very simple that you can follow through. And the song says, I am Chinese, I am Chinese in Jamaica, in Jamaica. I am a Chinese, I am a Chinese in Jamaica, in Jamaica. Let me put another twist to it. I am Chinese, I am Chinese. I am in Jamaica, I am in Jamaica. Welcome, boys and girls, welcome, boys and girls. I am Chinese. I am Chinese. Now, boys and girls, I am going to show you now the map, the world map, so that we can locate this big country called China. Are you seeing my world map? And on my world map, there are different countries. Most are in green, covered in green color, but the country I'll be talking about today, they're all the way over to the east. Aye. Right here, there you go. It's called China. Did you hear that sound? China. Now, this is my world map, and I'm going to go closer down into the country China. There we go. This is a country called China. And China is not a small country, it is a big country. And as you know, for China, there are many countries, small parts of China with very strange, funny names. Now, out of this big country called China, I am going to highlight only three main countries in China. And you know, every country has a capital city. Yes, boys and girls. So just like our country that we live in, it is called Jamaica. And the capital of Jamaica is called what? No, it's not Spanish Town. No, it's not Portmore. Who said St. Thomas? No, it's not. The capital of Jamaica is where I am at right now. And it is called, it begins with this sound. That's a hard sound. I hear a boy Yes, I heard someone say the capital of Jamaica. The capital of Jamaica is called Kingston. That's where I am at right now, boys and girls. And now when you talk about China, China do have a capital city. And let me go through now some of these countries that you can find in China. Now look at my words. Come on. Tell grandma to go. Tell grandpa to come boot up your computer or your tablet, whatever it is, your smartphone, whatever you are using today, boys and girls, wherever you are using, tell them to find the country of China. And on the country of China, here I have Shanghai. See it here? Shanghai. Shanghai. And I'm going to tell you about these sounds that I am making. I'm going to let you make a connection as to why I am making that emphasis on these kind of sound when I'm calling certain words. This is Shanghai, and this is in China. This is one of them, a main populous city in China. Do you know this one? This is called Hong Kong. Yes, because guess what? Some boys and girls at home today can relate to what I am talking about China because yes, I have taught Chinese students before. Of course. Yes, when you look at them, you can see that they are different from the rest of students in the classroom. So this country is called Hong Kong. Yes, you can locate Hong Kong right here. Do you know this country? Can you call the name of it, boys and girls? It is called Beijing. And Beijing is a capital city. Here is it. This is the capital city. There you go, Beijing. Aye. Now, each country, every country in the world, while they have their capital city and their name, they do have what is called a flag. And I have the flag. If you see my colors that I'm wearing on my shirt and my tie this morning, I'm representing the color of the flag of China. And this is the flag of China. China. China, China. There you go, flag of China. Here can you see the stars are to the upper side here, which would be my right hand side. And you can see it would be like your left hand side because of how you're placed and looking. Yes, this is red. And right over here where you see these stars are in what color? Yellow. So the two colors of the Chinese flag is red and yellow, just like my shirt and tie. And then look at it now. You have stars. You have one big star, and then you have 4 smaller stars, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5 stars make up the flag of China. Of course. Now, boys and girls, when you talk about country, you talk about flag, but you can't forget people. Yes, and in China, most of the people who live in China, they are predominantly looking Asians. Yes, here they are. Now you can see these are boys and girls, Chinese boys and girls, yes. You can look at their faces, round shaped faces, flat nose, a bit thin lips, long straight hair. Yes, and you can see Chinese and they have very flat structure at the rear. Yes, the rear, which is round to the back here. And then you can see how they look stout looking and short. Most Chinese are short built and broad shoulders. Yes, boys and girls. Of course. Now look at this Chinese man. Yes, man. Come on. There you go. Does he look like your uncle? Does he look like your brother? Does he look like your friend? Come on, boys and girls. Come on. You can relate to what I'm saying. Oh, of course. You can scroll up on your thing and you can look. Now, when we talk about Chinese are very big in production. They're very big in many things that they do. Anything that they do, it is big. And their culture is so vast and full of colors and vibration. Now, along with the Chinese have a big festival called the Dragon Festival. Or, we're coming down to the time when we do celebrate. And, and let me give you a little thing, an insight. While we're getting prepared for this big celebration about, the birth of Jesus Christ, yes, is a Christmas celebration. You hear that again? Christmas. No, that's a hard C. I'm not making, the hard C is for something else. What I'm making this sound, Christmas. China. No. I'm going to display to you Chinese costumes, yes. And as you see, the colors are mainly predominantly red and black. And you can see that he has his beard fixed this way, and which is a mustache, and then the beard hangs right down, and he has, yes, this is a Chinese man. And we can't forget you boys and girls. These are a Chinese boy, a Chinese boy, and a Chinese girl. There you go. And you can see mostly they have the Chinese using the color red. Now this is a Chinese lady. And as you see, the red is predominantly used, yes, as a part of the Chinese. As you see, her dress is very different from the male. So the ladies like to wear those long, drooping, robe looking thing. And as I said, it's predominantly red. And as they look to the male, he's in a predominantly red color also. Let me take you through now. When we talk about Chinese, we talk about their funny names, right? And let me tell you something now. Some of you can definitely relate to what I'm going to talk to you about now. Every country that you go and every person that are in a country, they have names. Now, boys and girls, when we talk about names, some of you have maybe 3 names, some of you may have 2 names, yes, but or 4 names. You have your first name, which is called your Christian name, and you have your surname, which some person will call your last name. Now, you mainly get your surname from your father. Yes, boys and girls. And because of that, your surname, the surname from your father, continues right throughout the generations. Now, I'm going to tell you some Chinese names that I have here. The first Chinese surname I have is called Wang. There you go. Wang. Then you have Chong. Yes. If you watch your television, you will hear mostly even this name comes up, Chong. So we've gone through Wang and we have Chong. And let me tell you something. Let me compare these 2 names. One has 4 letters and the other has 5 letters. But there's a similarity in these 2 names. They have a rhyme at the ending. Yes, you have wu, ong, and you have ch, ong. Did you hear that, boys and girls? Now, Wong has the consonant sound, yes, W, which gives you a whoop sound, like the wind. And then at when we break it up in two parts, whoop, and then we have the ending part, it says ong, which gives us whoop, ong, wong. And then when we look at this name, it has, I'm going to tell you something, I'm going into phonics now. Yes, boys and girls, because remember, you're 5 years old plus, and so we have to integrate our lesson that we're teaching you. So let me capture this phonetic moment, right? Yes. Now, in this name, it has 2 syllables, right? It's at the beginning, you see C, and then you have H. And let me tell you something now. I'm going to use my pen and highlight the sound. Marker. My pen is running out on me. I do need a marker right here. It's running out on me. Let me go into my... Hold on, boys and girls, just hold on. Let me highlight these for you. I am special, I am Chinese. God made me, God made me. So let us capture the phonetic moment here. Now, I have highlighted the W in this word Wong, and also I have highlighted the CH in the word Chong. Now, the difference with these 2 letters are, there are 2 consonant letters that come together that give us one sound, which is called a digraph. Yes, a digraph is, there are 2 consonant letters that come together that give us one sound. And the digraphs are consonant letters with H, like you have a TH, and you have a PH, yes, and you have a SH. Now, if you remember, one of the names that I called earlier, it is called Shanghai. So when I say Shanghai, you get that SH sound, which you will do this shh. But when I come now to the CH, it's like the sound of the train moving. So how do we call it again? We say ong, ong, yes, and we get the word chong. Let me capture another phonetic moment. I am Chinese, I am Chinese. Look here again. Now we just saw ong, which gives you a rhyme with wang, but now there's an A which gives you hung, which gives you chang. There you go, boys and girls. CH. So remember, the CH is a consonant digraph that gives you one sound, even though you're saying 2 letters, because we're not doing a blend. If I was doing a blend, like the L blend, you would get with a B and the L sound, you would get blah. So when you put those 2 consonant letters together, you hear the both sound. But when we talk about a digraph right here, you get only one sound. So here we have it now, ang, which gives you ch, ang, 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 and this says ch, ang, chang. Thank you, boys and girls. Let me show you another one. We're capturing these phonetic sounds because I'm going to get back to you and ask you about them, yes? Here's another one. It's a ch, in, ch, in. Yes, boys and girls, ch, in. Right here we have ch, and here we have in, ch, and in, ch, and in. And when you put them together, you get chin. Some person may go like this. You can relate to your body part right here. Chin, most definitely. Because guess what? And even this name is like a name that you can use at home to your friends and say, chin. Or some person will say, chinny. Do you see chinny? Let me use the dialect. Because you have to integrate it, because it's out of many. Chinny, where you there? Chinny, where you gone? Chin, chin, chin. Yes. And so you use it in your dialect. But when I go into my standard, yes, standard Jamaican English, yes, we're talking about now, we say, do you see the boy named Chin? Yes. Uh-huh. Or do you see the girl named Chin or Chinny? There you go. But remember now, these are surnames that we have right here. And let me show you one that you will definitely relate to also. It is called Lee, which has a long E sound. Yes. When you talk about another phonetic moment, let me give you another phonetic moment. Two vowels go walking, the person does the talking. These are two, E, and long E gives you E. Lee, Lee. Oh, yeah, bright boys and girls, man. There you go. And we just spoke about the names, the Chinese names. I am Chinese, I am Chinese. And when we talk about the Chinese, they speak Chinese. Well, I don't remember some of the Chinese words, how they speak today. Like they would say, Chung Chai, you Ching Yang, you Ma, you Putia, Yang Tia, Ma, you Chia, you Putia, you Chung Chi, Chang Kuntu Ya Cha. Don't ask my interpretation, boys and girls. You don't ask my interpretation. Okay, all I know is that they sound like that. No, these Chinese are very hardworking people. When we talk about them too, we're talking about that Chinese first come to Jamaica in July 30, 1854, and they came to Jamaica as indentured servants or indentured laborers. And some of them are currently working in shops, supermarkets, restaurants, and business places, of course. Let me tie in a little more to them. These people, they can work a storm up. Yes. And if you look around different places in Jamaica, here in Kingston, we can relate that there's at 3 miles. Yes, 3 miles intersection right there. You saw a big transformation in how we travel. Yes, and I'm carrying it closer home that you can identify that with these Chinese workers, when they came to Jamaica in 1854, when we talk about, this is right after the abolition of slavery. Yes, you're talking about 1834 with the Emancipation Act of 1838, when you had slavery was finished. Remember now, when I spoke about, when you have been through the other lessons about the Africans who came here, you know, they came from West Africa on ship to, yes, and they came to from the triangular trade, and they came to Jamaica to the west right here. And they went on plantations, very much so, boys and girls. And so they were slaved on plantations. And while they were slaved on plantation, and some who died out, you know, the slave masters or the backer master then wanted more workers. And so all the whites from, working on the sugar plantation and stuff and house slaves and all of that. You had the Indians, yes, who came, and also now you had the Chinese. And the Chinese and the Indians, let me integrate that. They were brought here right in the time period after, how many years after? 1838, as I said before, the date correct, precise. This is called now data analysis about these people. July the 30th, 1854, thank you, 1854, they came. Now, as I said, now this is about, these are Chinese, this is very much pictures from Jamaica. Now, and you see the workers, this was a construction of the road. Yes, that highway that you see now, that's 3 miles. This is what it was before in inception. This is the inception period. There you go. Here you have the high-rising objects that were placed right there. And when you look now, you see these, and the ending part of it now, where you have the traffic, where you have vehicles now traversing up, and you have it down. You can see that high road that looks like a bridge right down at 3 miles. Yes, man. For some of you who lives in Portmore, are coming from different parts, from St. Catherine, those, the Clarendon, you may take that toll and you come up there and that nice pretty road that takes you all the way up Hadley Park Road into Tree. There you go. Or if you want to go to Waltham, yes, there you go. You take that road. And this is what it was. This is what it was before. And there you see a Chinese man working. It was hard work. And these Chinese are known to do a lot of good work. Now, when we talk about them working on, as I said, working in the fields. Here you have them working on sugar. Yes, and they take them, these people can work up a storm, as I said, boys and girls. And we talk about Chinese shops, yes? Here you have a Chinese man in his shop. There you go. Dragon Court Restaurant. And let me tell you now, we talk about the Chinese food. This is Dragon Court Restaurant. And let me take you into something about the Chinese and their foods. Moving up to their foods now, we're going to look at some of the things, talk about the Chinese. I'm talking about them right now, and the different ways in how they will prepare their food. Now we look at their clothing, we look at and now we're going to talk about foods. Now when we talk about foods, we're talking about different types of food that the Chinese will use. But let me spin, just put on a little spin to something. This song came to me. Let me just look at my song straight. No, I make up this song this morning, and it says, go down a Chinese man shop, yalam boy, figure buy one soap. Go down a Chinese man shop, yalam boy, figure buy one soap. Oh, buy them one by one, yalam boy, buy them two by two. Yalam boy, buy them three by three. Yalam boy, buy them four by four. Now, look at this now. We're talking about Chinese food. Here you have chop suey that you can relate to. And the use with the Chinese now, when the Chinese are eating, the traditional Chinese do not use knife and fork like how we do, yes? They would sit around their table and they would use something that we call a chopstick, yes, a chopstick. Now, the chopstick is like two very long sticks, very light that you can use, and they use it to pick up the food that they're having. Because, Chinese are big on noodles. Now you have fried rice. Lovely. My nostrils. Mala chicken. Sweet and sour pork. And we're back to this chopstick. Now, when we talk about the chop suey, these are some of the foods from China that we have adapted into our culture also. And the Chinese are big on their season that they will use to cook. Now, in making some of these foods, like I have now the chop suey and stuff, you have the ingredients that they will have. You have the Chinese thing here in the bottle. Here you have the cabbage. Here you have. There you have them there. And this is chicken breast, yes? There you go. Now, in my little thing here I have a tomato that you can identify at home. There's a carrot, and there is a little onion, and there is an escallion for you, yes. And you can use these as displayed here, right here, to make your chop suey. So tell grandma, you want chop suey later on for dinner. Yes, or this weekend, or tell them to carry to Dragon Court, or any Chinese restaurant that you can find. Now, boys and girls, as I said to you, you have the Chinese shop. Go down a Chinese man shop. Yalam boy, figure buy one soap. Oh, go down a Chinese man shop. Yalam boy, figure buy one chop suey. Buy them one by one chop suey. Buy them two by two chop suey. Buy them three by Don't go away. We'll be right back for more exciting time talking about China. Go down. boys and girls, welcome back to Uncle Moore. I am back again to the second part of my lessons, right? Now, earlier today, we spoke about locating China, places in China, Chinese food and all of that. Now, we're getting a little more into the meat of the matter right here. Now, before I go any further, what you're seeing in front of me is what I had to go shopping for. I had to go to the Chinaman shop. Yes, I had to go to the Chinaman shop, and I'm giving it the dialect form now. The Creole form. Me had to go to the Chinaman shop to get some things, man, we talk about right here. So, look for me table, you see things when we go to the Chinaman shop, go buy boys and girls. We got the Chinaman shop, and Mr. Lee, Mr. Chin, we go Mr. Chin shop, go buy some things to come back right here so we can teach you about. Yes, I mean food. And now, I love the Chinaman shop right here. So, and the things then, these are the things then when we come back here with. Yes, because I'm giving it in at the Creole farm. Yes, man. Now watch it and now, boys and girls. Let me get a little spin to this song because we have two special guests. And them are Black Chinese. So two special guests me have shown to the who have dine with me as me take you into when we go to Mr. Chin shop again. But before, when we are going to Mr. Chin shop with the boys and girls, me say I get a piece of melody and a sweet piece of music. You want to hear me song? Me that sing it earlier before the break. You want to hear me song? Here we go now. Go down at any man shop, girl and boy, we go buy walk. Go down at any man shop, girl. Or Mr. Chin, we could put in Mr. Chin. Go down on Mr. Chin shop, girl and boy, we go buy something to make me food. Go down on Mr. Chin shop, girl and boy, we go buy something to make me food. Buy them one by one, girl and boy, buy them two by two, girl and boy, buy them three by three, girl and boy, buy them four by four, girl and boy, buy me things that will make me food, put in my belly. Oh! Boys and girls, we talk about early childhood education. We talk about their lessons. We cannot have a dull moment. We have to spice it up. We have to mix it up. We have to throw a little sugar, a little sweetness in it so that you can enjoy yourself because we don't want you to sleep on us while you're watching me. No way. I want you in your virtual space, wherever you are, in your remote space today, to make sure that you are enjoying the lesson. And as the lesson talk about today, it's talk about China. And as we said, no, right now, boys and girls, we go to Mr. Chin shop. We go to Mr. Chin shop. Girl and boy, me buy onion. Girl and boy, me buy tomato. Girl and boy, me buy carrot. Girl and boy, me buy escallion, galamba, and me buy me rice, galamba, can me make up something, galamba, and da. No, what do you think I'm going to be talking about, boys and girls? Let me introduce my special guest for you. There you go. Now, these are called me Black Chinese friend. Of course, you don't have Black Chinese too. That means is either your father is a black man or you call it a dark skinned man. Yes, nigger man, a Negro. Yes, and your mommy or the mother can be a Chinese. And so when they come together, they get a darker skinned child. And so here we have my little friend. This is Meow Lee, or we can say, let me call her Chong. Yes, and this is Chin. Chong and Chin. Now remember now, I spoke to you about the digraph. You remember the digraph? What is a digraph? Two consonant letters that come together and give us one sound. And when we talk about the C and we talk about the H and we put them together, we get ch, that chain sound. Ch. Yes. So here we have Chong and we have Chin. These are my two friends today, and they are joining me at this session where I'm going to talk to you now about making a Chinese dish. Now, making a Chinese dish, we're talking about ingredients. And so that's why I went to Mr. Chin shop to buy stuff and to have with the rice that I had at home, along with the nice, you're going to see what I've made. Now, in making this chop suey, boys and girls, and adding to it, I'm going to need 2 whole chicken breasts. Yes, chicken breasts, quarter cup of vinegar, and 4 cups water. Now, you hear the measuring? Yes, boys and girls, tell grandma this is what you want this evening. It's easy to be made. Now, you also need 1 teaspoon salt, 1 tablespoon soy sauce, that thing in the bottle that I showed you, and also 1 clove of garlic, and minced 2 medium carrots, 1 small sweet pepper, and 2 pak choy. Yes, pak choy, boys and girls, to make the chop suey. Chop 2 cups cabbage coarsely, chop 2 stalks scallions, and a quarter cup oil, 2 teaspoon cornstarch. Now, when we have all of those ingredients that you see in here, the other stuff I did not put them here, just brought the necessary ones that you will see. Now, when you have all of that and you put them together now, boys and girls, and yes, to make the chop suey, you also have to remember, while I may scroll up my screen, you also have to remember that you have to get 2 chicken breasts, which is deboned. Yes, because you know the breast is more meaty, and so you have to get it deboned so that you're not biting on the bone. Now, boys and girls, when you put that now, you know, you put it all together, you fix the fire, get the flat pan to put it in. You know, when you debone the breast into strips with the vinegar and the water solution, you season now with the salt and stuff, and you put it in and you start to work, and you cut the carrots and all of that stuff and put it right there. Now, boys and girls, you will get what it look like this. Can you see? What could a nice so, boys and girls, itching. They are, of course, what could a nice so, this nice man. This is called chop suey in China. This is a Chinese dish. And most of us love Chinese because guess what? We go out, like whenever we want something to eat different, we can go to the Chinese place in Half a Tree, in Portmore, in country, wherever you are in Jamaica. You have a lot of Chinese restaurants, and even, there you go, of course, man. So this is, Jesus, water. So, boys and girls, if you know what is hitting my nostrils, this here is so nice. Just the smell of it, boys and girls, calls me for, oh Lord Jesus. I'll be having all of this today. Now, to finish off this Chinese dish, let me show you something. Go down to Mr. Chin shop, yalla boy, figure buy Chinese food. Go down to Mr. Chin shop, yalla boy, figure buy Chinese food. Buy them 1 by 1, yalla boy, buy them 2 by, then buy them 3 by, then buy them 4 by, finger lick, no, cry, remember eat with the eat. Come on, go down to the man shop, yalla boy, figure buy some food. Go down to the man shop, yalla boy, figure buy some food. 1 by 1, then 2 by 2, by then 3 by 3, by then 4 by 3, by then 5 by 5, galang by finger lick no by galang by then by each with the 8 galang by. Watch your new boys and girls. I'm going to show you this new thing. I have a makeshift thing that is called the chopstick to eat. No. And I'll show you that at display. And this is how they would use and pick up the food. Yes, boys and girls. And they would get into it. Now, these are straws, and they're soft. They can't pick up the food as how we want it. I just use them for display. Yes, boys and girls. And pick up the food right here, so. And then when you pick it up, you put it in your belly, in your mouth, and then you go, right down to your little tummy. And then right over here, we go right into the, yes, man. Let me put it closer. So they have the Chinese, man, and now they will have the food, and they will sit, you know, they sit around normal table like we have here, and they fold their foot, man, and then, So let me put this aside right here. Right chin, right tongue. These are my 2 friends. No. Remember, boys and girls, you can play at home. Of course, play at home. Take your toys, your stuffed toys at home, your teddy bear. or if they name one chin, name one chong, dine with them around your little table when mommy, grandpa, granddaddy serve the food and put them around and say, Chin and Chong, we're going to dine with in a Chinese fashion today to have chop suey. Go on and tell him a chop. Buy me, I buy some food. Did I? All boys and girls, if you want to be formal, you can go to the Dragon Court restaurant and have all the Chinese delicacies that you would like. All right. Now, boys and girls, when we talk about the food, as you can see, the color arrangement in the food is very catchy for your eyes. Let me go into a little of the color integration right here, because remember, early childhood lesson or any lesson at all, it's about the integration. It's about capturing all your senses. And so for this sense here, we're talking about now the sense of eye and the sense of what you see, and also the sense of touch and taste and smell. Yes, man. Oh, Lord Jesus, the smell alone just box in my face this morning. Of course, boys, today or any time of the day that you will have your Chinese food, box in my face today, man. It just box me up in the day here. Now, look here, boys and girls. It have the chop suey, the cabbage coarsely, and it have the pok choy. Yes, that gives a green look, and you have the carrot. And you have the meat that gives a little brown, look and a little white right there. Yes. And of course, man, make it colorful for you. And let me put that aside. Now, as I said before, it is easily made. You can have your fried rice boodle. Tell mommy and dad that you want some Chinese food this evening. While we celebrate at time, like, no. Yes, man, come on, change up your taste bud, man. Move away from the regular Jamaican cooking. Those two chicken and the fried chicken, man, and the dumpling. Move away from that. Go and have some Chinese food, boys and girls. Go and have some Chinese, some chop suey, some mala chicken, some sweet and sour chicken, or sweet and sour pork, or some. My favorite is roast chicken. Yes, that's what I like from the Chinese. But I'm not big on the peppery part. Yeah, man. Now, boys and girls, when we talk about that, I'm going to move to something. And this is why now I had Chin and Chong. They can't sit up, but I'm going to have them like this. Now, for Chin and Chong, they're going to be enjoying what I've been doing, which is called now the Chinese story. Now, when we talk about the Chinese story, they're big in storytelling. Mm-hmm. And when I read, this is where you're going to use your sense to listen. Yes, boys and girls. Now, I have a lovely story, and the title of my story is called The Warrior Well, an ancient Mongol story. Yes, it was retold by Lyndon, illustrated, which is a picture looking, by Philip Martin. And let me tell you something, Chinese are big on storytelling, you know. Mm-hmm. They have a lot of Asian stories. And the Mongol story is very much one of those. The Mongols are big in the Chinese history because they were also a part of capturing, possessing lands in eastern part of Asia. Yes, possessing lands, like one of the big part they even played it was possessing the land of Russia. Yes, boys and girls, just giving a little insight into history. Now, boys and girls, let me show you the cover of my lovely story. And as you see, it's the Warrior Well. And here you see a Chinese woman. She's sitting right there with two dragons. Yes, dragon, a big part of the Chinese history. Like you have the dragon dance, and that's yours, the well. Ready now? Once upon a time, a long time ago, a woman was watering her sheep. Her husband had reminded her to cover the well tightly when she was done, as water was scarce. And we can relate to that water crisis problem. But when she was done, she forgot to close the well. Soon, the well filled with water poured out and began to flood the grassland at the bottom of the hill. The sheep bleated in fright. Here you go. This is her at the well. Now, when you talk about, I said something, bleated. So I'll capture that for you. Just then, a warrior came riding by. "Can you help me?" the woman cried. "I cannot stop the water." The warrior shot an arrow into the tallest mountain and splitting it in two. One part fell into the well and stopped the water from pouring out. Let me show you what happened. See there? He took and bore an arrow and he let it go. And when he released that arrow, it went straight into the tallest part of the mountain. The woman turned to the warrior, eager to thank him and to offer him food to eat, when suddenly something occurred to her. She blurted, "But how will I get to the water again? It is under a mountain." The warrior only bowed and smiled and went on his way. Here she is, being very surprised. When the woman realized that she had not offered food or greeting, she hugged her head in shame. This is what she did. Here, see her here with her Chinese fan? Let me tell you something now. One way the ancient Mongols thought, and that's the end of the story, but I'm going to give you a little insight now, a little more information about the story. One way the ancient Mongols taught their children good behavior was by using folk tales to make a point. When Mongols ruled ancient China, they brought their folk tales with them. And you can Google this on Discover the Felt Tent People, Explore Ancient China, Enjoy Free Ancient China clip. Yes, boys and girls, that's your information. Remember now, folk tale, and we can relate to that, like coming back home to folk story, like we'll talk about the Anansi. And let me talk about, you talk about the Chinese folk tale that they use as in to bring out good attitude in their Chinese children when they're growing up. So they will give them folk tales about, being good. When this person come to your home, you must invite them in with warmness. Yes, boys and girls. So those Chinese folk tales were big on how to bring across good mannerism, good etiquette, good principles, good behavior. In a nutshell, let's just talk about good behavior, boys and girls, because guess what? You must learn to be nice to each other. Like if you work face-to-face at school, you have someone who like to push each other or mark up each other's book. Now for the Chinese folk tale, now these Mongols folk tales now, talk about building character, building personality, building who you are, building your self-esteem. Now, we can relate to that in our Creole farm. Our Creole farm now talk about this big lady who died long ago. And she's one of them now that mix our Creole and the language, which is our patois. Yeah, we patois. Me a talk about right now. We patois. I me a talk about no other than our big folk tale, Miss Lou. Hey, Miss Do. You remember me sing earlier? Go down Emmanuel Road, Galampai, Peter go down Emmanuel Road. Yes, and then I mix it now in my Creole language, me and give you it now. Me mix it around and talk about me and go down at Mr. Chin shop. They got buy some food. They make me chop suey. Go down at Mr. Chin shop, Galampai, Peter buy some food. Go down at Mr. shop, Galampai, Peter buy some bread we do. Buy them one by one. Onion by then 2 by 2, carrot by then 3 by 3, scallion by then 4 by 4, all the things that by then die. By the Chinese are die. play with a play. Lift your finger nice and rub your belly to it. Oh, so boys and girls, as I come down to the end of an exciting lesson again, today I'm happy for all of you who sat at home and enjoyed my lesson about China. Let me recap a little on what I did earlier. Today we located a map China on the world map, and then we highlighted three countries about China in China. We highlighted Hong Kong. Yes, we highlighted Hong Kong. We talk about Shanghai, and we talk about Beijing, the city. And if you know Beijing, a couple years ago, but in 2008, you had Usain Bolt and other Jamaicans who just lit the Beijing Olympics that were held in China. And therefore, this fact finder, yes, man, with Uncle Moore, you would get him giving a little fact finder. And also coming down from there, we talk about different Chinese, how they look, their face structure, their body structure, their surnames. And also don't forget that I talked to you about the phonics. Yes, what part of the phonics? I highlighted Christian name and surname. I highlighted phonics of consonant digraph. And I said to you that consonant digraph are two consonant letters that come together that makes one sound. Yes, like the TH, the PH, the SH, the CH, yes, and even the ZH. Yes, man, they give you one sound. Any one of them that you see now, the H is beside, it gives you one sound. So boys and girls, please don't go anywhere else next week. Make sure the next time I am on here, wherever, anytime it is. Here I had my guests with me and others, the Chinese food chop suey. And I'm at the end. Thanks for joining me as I continue to tell you. No screen time for children 2 years old and under, or 1 hour per day for children 3 to 5 years old. Visit ECC's website for the activity plans at www.ecc.gov.jn. Let me repeat that for you, www.ecc.gov.jn. And this is where you can get the exciting lessons like what I have done now and other lessons before, what other persons have done. Please, parents at home, family members, whomever is at home with other children, your children at home, encourage your child to wash their hands or sanitize them, yes? Also, remember, even though we are physically distant on virtual, remote, you can call grandma, grandpa, uncle, auntie, cousin, whoever it is, big brother, big sister, to join us anytime again about teaching you exciting things. Out of many, we are one. My name is Uncle Moore, and for more information, to find me, I am located. Where am I located? I have my own program. It is called Moore's Educational Center. I'm based in Port Moore. For more information about Uncle Moore, exciting lessons, working with children from grade 1 to grade 5, or children 3 to 5 years, call ECC about Uncle Moore's educational program, where I teach children just as exciting lessons as the way I teach you. You can't miss it. Come on, get involved, parents, grandma, whoever you are, get involved. Go down that any man shop, yellow boy, we go buy some food. Go down that any man shop.